Hello,
Howdy.
how are you?
Well, thank you.
Welcome to the highest point on the National Road.
It seems like we're at the highest point back in the Appalachian Mountains.
Well, in Ohio. Where was that?
Well, back in Pennsylvania and Maryland,
Okay.
it seemed pretty steep, and then we came down Summit Hill. We called it the plummet.
So where did you start your journey?
Well, the wagon was at the White House on New Year's Eve. I met my son in Accident, Maryland. It's been a long journey. At what point? I was born in 1971, so that's where I started my journey.
I see.
And are you cameraing this for yourself?
Well, I live down the road here.
Okay.
My name's Jeff Corp and I live in the township.
Yep.
My mother saw you this morning, a little bit east of here, and I traveled down that way and was talking to someone on the phone and mentioned that my mom had called because I went to Gray Shot earlier and you hadn't made it that far. And the person I was talking to on the phone said, "Hey, I just went by my house." So I thought I'd come down and see if we could catch you and
Well, thanks for
find out
coming.
your story because I figured you had one.
I just figured with the camera, I wanted to find out your story.
Well, yeah, if you don't mind, I'll put it on YouTube.
No, that's
I'll
fine.
give you my
That's
cards.
fine. No, thank you. You're welcome. We were honored. I trotted them because I saw you actually had a camera set up and you were waiting for us and had the patience.
Well,
And you pulled off in this nice place to pull over.
I was
which
hoping you'd stop here because this is a.
Thank you. You were very gracious. You knew how to handle us and the horses very well. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. It is. It's a good spot.
How far can you go between having to stop and rest the horses?
Like anybody working hard, you just have to watch your animal.
Uh-huh.
They're working. When it gets hot, it's a little harder on them. We like to do, in the hot summer, we'll do evenings and mornings, and when it gets really hot, maybe even nighttime. We have a solar panel on top of the wagon,
Oh, okay.
and it charges a marine-grade battery, a 12-volt battery that's in there. And we have LEDs that plug into the horses' bridles.
So you're using some high-tech stuff.
Oh, yeah, we got a smartass phone in our pocket.
Okay.
That's the solar charger. That's what it does mostly, is keep us in touch with all of our friends and family, email and stuff like that. You know?
So have you planned your trip all out from the beginning where you're going to try to
Absolutely
stop?
not. We had no idea what was going to happen from moment one till now. That several years ago, I tried to do it by myself. My son Christopher is in the wagon. My name is Sacco. And I tried to do it myself and got to this side of Cincinnati and turned around and went home because I didn't feel prepared. At that time, I had tried to chart my journey and even had contacts of people in front of me.
Uh-huh.
And what I found is that you can't figure out the right way to take a horse in a wagon using a map or talking to people on the phone, and that the only way to really figure out which way to go is to ask the old-timers who remember what it was like riding a horse and understand what it means to have a horse in traffic. And they're
Okay.
usually drinking free coffee at a gas station.
So it goes back to a time when the National Road was probably a little bit different too.
Yeah, and being able to translate that, like some people say, oh, well, you can go right up here and then take a left and you just go out there a little ways. They're thinking a 5-minute trip, which for
Right.
us could take
Right.
a good part of a day.
Yeah, I had no perception really of where you would be.
Yeah,
And it was
it's
quite
15 to 25 miles a day is what we do.
okay.
And 25 is more if it's more flat. We've averaged at more 12 to 15 coming up over the hills in the Appalachian Mountains.
It's hard to relate to that this day and age with.
It is. It's
55
been the hardest
miles
thing
an
for
hour.
us to learn, actually, is for us to learn to not try to figure out where we're going to be every night.
So what inspired you to decide to make this trip?
I don't know, who wouldn't? We just did an interview with the Wiz TV
Okay.
folks.
Was that yesterday or?
No, this morning.
Okay.
They caught up to us at the Super 8 hotel this morning.
So you're
People ask
stopping
that
at
a lot.
hotels
But
and
anybody who drives horses and wagons, you get into that, and it's the biggest challenge. It's the K2 of wagon driving.
uh,
Being able to get a team of horses and a wagon across this country and keep them all healthy, and if people ask us how long it's going to take, it's up to the horses. How long will we get today? It's up to the horses. It's up to their health, how they're feeling,
mhm.
the weather conditions. and who is hosting us in our travels, the people we meet along the way.
That's the first time we stayed in the hotel, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we stayed in a hotel for 3 days.
And how long has it been since you were in a normal bed then?
Up to that point,
Okay.
Up to that point for me, it had been probably 2-3 months.
How'd that feel? Or do you get used to?
I didn't like it.
No?
No, and I never have. My son Christopher and I both. Neither one of us are much indoor people, or we wouldn't be doing this in the first place. You know.
We have a futon in the back of here too, so it's pretty bed-like.
Oh, okay.
It's comfortable. It's very comfortable. But both of us, I mean, we snowboard, kayak climb, ski.
So you do a lot of outdoor things.
Outdoor things.
So this
Horses
is
being
summer
our-
adventure then for you?
Horses being our number one favorite. Yeah, summer adventure. He's 19, I'm 41. We're both going through a change in our life, and we're going to look for ourselves.
So you think you're down there somewhere? You're west.
You know how
somewhere.
they used to say that, you know, I
Go
need
west,
some
young
time
man.
to find myself. So yeah, we're just...
I don't know if you noticed or not, but on the
We're also
monument-
just going home, you know. Home's Colorado.
Oh yeah?
I've been on the East Coast in Maryland for about 2 to 3 years.
What part of Colorado?
Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Okay.
Our family owns a packing plant out there. We package buffalo and beef off the Front Range.
I lived in Golden, Colorado in the 70s, so I know the area a little bit.
Well, that, you know, people ask what inspired this trip, and it just seems obvious to me because I grew up with cowboys and Indians, and, you know, who wouldn't want to do it?
Uh-huh.
So that question's almost foreign to me, just like I'm
Yeah.
foreign when people look at us. They're like, why would you do that? Some people, you know.
Yeah. Well, I think it's.
But my
pretty
grandpa,
neat.
he has a chuck wagon that he left in front of the packing plant. And so we'd all play on that chuck wagon, and I just always wanted to hitch it up and drive it.
It's always
we always
been a
had
part of your
quarter
life.
horses
then.
for roundup and quarter horses for the ranches and stuff.
I see.
So I went back to the Appalachian Mountains and found an old fella who'd teach me how to hitch up these big ones and learn how to plow and rake.
Your graphics there, is that something you did yourself? Or?
Yeah, that's our painted wagon. I think Bob Dylan told us to do that, right? Paint your wagon.
Oh, there you go.
Or maybe that was that. It's a pretty old theme, I think. Paint your way. You hear that movie?
I noticed you got the earth in the middle. Did you have
Yeah. What that represents to us is basically let's all get along and take care of this planet we're living on. More or less. I mean, it's not a statement. It's
Yeah.
art.
It's colorful.
As you can see, though, it's hand carved.
Now, did you make that?
Yeah. We're wood carvers by trade. You know, that's what.
Get some
That
close-ups on
training
that.
horses is what got us this far.
So you did all that by hand.
Yep, hand carved. Get the cigarette butts out of the way. I want those in the.
Nice to see you,
That's
What's your name?
Jeff.
Nice to meet you.
Jeff Christopher.
Is that a carving that you did there too?
Yeah, that's a little bear. We always have a little bear for sale when we're sitting.
Oh, okay.
We sell the bear and then we fill up the grain bin.
So do you have to replenish? Have somebody ship you new ones wherever you're?
The bears?
Yeah.
No, we got a chainsaw and some chisels in the back of the truck and we jump out and carve bear.
Oh, okay. I thought you. So you do the whole
As soon
thing.
as that one finds a home, then we'll
I
carve
see.
another one.
So do you have to find wood along your way too, or?
You bet. You
So-
bet. There's plenty of wood. There's
Yeah. So what kind of a tool are you? What kind of saw are you using for that?
That's a 044 steel chainsaw.
Okay, pretty small one.
It's pretty big.
044.
I mean, you could ask a logger; they might call it small, but any home.
Well, I had a 46. It was pretty big.
Yeah, this one's. It's not a small saw.
So you use a pretty
It's got
big saw. You don't.
24-inch bar on it.
Oh.
Well,
So have you cut off many bear heads learning how to do that?
no, I wouldn't have kept doing it if people didn't keep feeding me for doing it. So I had
Yeah.
to be pretty good at it.
Do you
Take some time.
do you sign each one or mark it somehow?
Oh yeah.
His style too is pretty. I've never seen a bear done like it. Just the shape that he does it in.
They're all little chainsaw carved bears, but as you can see, we carve all.
Oh, you
kinds
got
of
your
things,
seat?
totem poles. As a matter of fact, down in Snowden Lake, there's a totem pole that we put up a few years back when we first tried to ride through Ohio, and turned around and went home.
So you're further this time already. That than before.
Yeah, in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
We'll see. 1 mile at a time.
Well, I won't keep you.
The boys are healthy, so yeah, we're doing good.
So you've gone several miles today already, then?
We'll find out.
I mean, because you were in.
Yeah, we were
Some-
at the
you were in-
Sign Company. As you can
That's
see
a pretty
from
good
this.
distance.
Yeah, I don't know how far that was. We don't think in those terms much.
Yeah.
It's the one thing about this journey that we're still learning to not think like that. It's difficult.
Just take the day as it comes.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
1 mile at a time, 1 day at a time, $1 at a time, 1 meal at a time. Just and it's hard. I've been in a rush. I mean, I've been working my whole life, and my son works, and you got to go to school. You got to get up. You got to be there. You're going.
Right.
You're going. You have a deadline, and heck, I
Right.
had a deadline, but I'm so late for work right now. I'll be lucky if I just get away with getting fired. My grandpa would probably whip me.
Do you guys have a website or something where you're posting where you've been, or
We do have a Facebook account, but we're not
say?
publicizing other than by
Yeah.
speaking with people along the way. We welcome anybody to share anything that we've got.
Okay.
We welcome you to share it.
How do I find that so I can send to you what I've got
It's
posted out there?
Niwot to win, NIWOT TOWIN. But I can give you an email, which is more.
Okay.